folks, Sam from SK Coffee here. First vlog from my trip to Guatemala. Just arrived. I'm a bit tired. It was about a 12-hour journey, but lots of other folks have done international travel like this before, so it's nothing new. I have this sort of subtle apprehension always exploring a new city in a foreign country where I don't speak the language, but it's exciting, and I was able to navigate and get to my Airbnb just fine. So I wanted to just start with a few things that I'm really excited about for this week while I'm here. My brother-in-law's mother asked me, "What are you most excited about?" And I said, honestly, small thing, but I want to pick a coffee cherry off of a tree. I don't know. I think that it's this symbolic gesture that sort of is the synthesis of all of my time in the coffee industry so far. And it's, being at Origin is one of the biggest things that I've never done, and there's so much to learn. I'll be back in a little bit to discuss some of the interesting questions that I have as I go throughout. Otherwise, I'm really just going to try and open my ears and my mind and my eyes and reflect, witness, absorb as much as possible, and communicate as best as possible. See you soon. Thanks. Hey y'all, I'm back. Just wanted to share with you some of the inquiries, like I said, that I have while I'm here. Just, again, general things that I've been thinking about as I've been traveling here. They may not be any specific takeaway, but just kind of where my mind's at. First thought, and this one is actually connected to several other pieces of studies and experts that I've been reading up on. The question is, how can coffee farmers check quality while they are growing the coffee cherries, processing them, etc.? And how do we link the flavors that they might be finding or tasting during the growing and processing that link up to quality and roast? They do this in the wine world, beer world, hard liquors, distilled beverages. You're tasting as it's aging or as it's fermenting, and that kind of determines how you proceed. As a small business owner, we talk a lot about profit and growth, and where that profit driving strategy brings us in the future, and scalability, all that kind of stuff. I'm wondering if importers and buyers are ever discussing the concept of profitability with farmers and the concept of scalability. I don't know if those things translate necessarily to the small scale, small lot coffee, but I would be curious to see how that goes about. Along with the idea of profitability and scalability, the concept of larger estates, like where are we with that? Because in the US there's like a certain point, a boiling point, where a company is too big, where it's not craft anymore, right? And so what is that size here at a coffee farm? Also, farmer independence. Are we trying to gain more collectivos like our wonderful partners Caravello utilize, or cooperatives? What are we trying to do for the farmers in terms of independence or collaboration? Now, these next three kind of general questions are all tied into political landscape. So Guatemala has had a lot of infighting and civil wars throughout the last 100 years, 200 years, 300 years. And I know that there's kind of oppressive forces. I don't want to speak too harshly, but that's kind of how I understand it, against sort of different types of people, whether they're sort of European descent, European and indigenous people of Mayan descent, or fully Mayan and indigenous. Where is the political climate now, and how does that fare with coffee production and coffee exportation? Are there promises being made by contemporary politicians that are saying, we want to utilize the coffee crop, the coffee exportation as a way to boost and build economic growth for our country? So along with that, just generally, who traditionally is the profitable one here at Origin? I think there are various answers to that at the consumer, like U.S. and Europe level. Who is more profitable there? But who's traditionally the most profitable in the coffee process here? So lastly, there was a president here in Guatemala, or a leader, in the 1870s, who was one of those sort of first wave coffee barons. Barrio was his name. And I wonder if there are any remnants of that leader and that organization or that culture today in the coffee market here in Guatemala. Those are just a few of my kind of initial questions as I go through. But again, I'm trying to keep an open mind and open ears and an open heart to experience the best possible Origin trip here. I will be back very soon. Thanks so much.